you are watching this, you are wondering, how can I elevate my life? What is missing from my life? Before I tell you that, those 3 elements that are missing for you to elevate your life, show up as your authentic self, be the person who you've been called to be, and take massive action. Let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Cherie Cain-Jones, but you can call me Coach Cherie. I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, and I'm also a confidence coach. And if you're wondering what in the world is a confidence coach, let me tell you, what I do is I help high performers, leaders, women who are in the marketplace or in the ministry, just like you. What I do is I help you get out of the way of you. I help you overcome your mental blocks, those disabling beliefs, those limiting mindsets, so that you can achieve your goals, have an incredible relationship, and you can live the life of your dreams. And I like to tell people I have 2 gifts. I help people identify their gifts, and then I help them walk out their gifts. Let me say that again. I help you identify your gifts, and then I help you walk out your gifts. Now, how do I do that? Because this is really important. It's by my motto. And my motto is lights, camera, that's right, action. I help you take action and keep commitments to yourself. Every time I communicate, I love to give information, inspiration, and application. The inspiration gets that fire to you. The information brings the knowledge to you. And the application is the most important part, because that's where we put our pedal to the metal, where we put our hands to the ground, our feet to the ground. That would be weird. And I always say nothing works unless you work. I'm going to say it again. Nothing is going to work in your life, in your career, at your job, with your family. Nothing is going to work unless you work. Now, you want to elevate your life. You want to take it to the next level. You want to show up and be that woman that you've always wanted to be. You want to be a woman of massive action. I'm a woman of faith, so I always look at things through a biblical framework. Do you have to be a person of faith to watch this? No, but I want you to experience the full me so that you feel comfortable being the full you. I'm going to say that again. I want you to experience the full me so that you can be the full you. When I think about our lives, I like to think about what God's word says. And he says, but the seed falling on good ground, on good soil, is someone who hears the word and understands it. And guess what? When they understand it, they produce a crop yielding 160 or 30 times what was sown. When you understand a thing, let me say it, you do a thing. Let me say that again. When you understand a thing, you do a thing. When you understand what you're supposed to do in your career, guess what? You do it. Hopefully you do it. When you understand words that are going to help you and elevate your life, you do it. What happens is a lot of us don't understand the complexity and the importance of making sure that we, being the seed, have good soil. And that is what will stop you from living the life of your dreams. A lot of us are looking at the seed. We're looking at us. We need to look at us. You do need to look at you, and you need to look at the soil. So what are those 3 fundamentals, those 3 elements, those 3 steps that you need to integrate so that you can achieve your goals and your dreams? Well, number 1, let me tell you this before I tell you number 1. All of us want positive outcomes, but we're not going to get positive outcomes when we have negative thoughts. I'm going to say that again. You want to have the positive outcomes, but then you have negative thoughts. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't know enough. And it's rooted in this. I'm not enough. And that shows up in your life as a woman when you do not put yourself on the list. Your kids are on the list. Your job is on the list. Your house is on the list. But sister, you are not even on the list. So in order for you to elevate your life, girl, let's start with the fundamentals. The way you think about yourself, you got to get yourself on the list, taking care of your soul and yourself. Number 1, the first element that's going to help you to elevate your life is this word. Well, it's actually 2 words. It's a term that was coined coined. That's funny. Responsibility psychology. The name is implicit. Responsibility psychology. This is where you take responsibility for your life. You did it. You spent it. You wasted it. It is the most powerful thing that you can do, is to begin to take responsibility for you. Because if you won't take responsibility for you, then who will take responsibility for you? Let me say that again. If you don't take responsibility for you, then girl, who is going to take responsibility for you? Responsibility for your thoughts, responsibility for your soul, responsibility for your actions, responsibility for your lack of actions. And I'm not talking about actions for everyone else. I'm talking about actions for your soul and yourself, executing on your book, your blog, and that body that you said you wanted. Responsibility psychology says these words: it's my fault. It might not be your fault, but it's your problem. It might not be your fault that somebody left you, but now it's your problem. It might not be your fault that you were let go from your job, but now it's your problem. It might not be your fault that your children have bad behavior. I've been there, but now it's your problem to solve. So we have to take responsibility for our reactions and our responses. The second element that we need to integrate if we want to elevate our life is simply this. It's the grown you versus the little you. The grown you versus the little you. There is much talk about inner child healing, and I believe in inner child healing and healing those aspects of our soul that just need to be restored and renewed. But at some point in time, the grown you needs to stand up for the little you. Let me say that again. The grown you will have to stand up for the little you and make better decisions. This was in my own life. I experienced this where somebody else's voice became my voice. Have you been there? Well, I was raised in poverty and told things in my family of origin, how ugly and stupid I was. And what I did was I allowed somebody else's voice to now be my voice. At some point in time, we have to make a decision to stand up for the little you and be the grown you, because your decisions, they determine your destiny. Let me say that again. Your decisions determine your destiny. You have the capacity and the ability to make the decision to put away those old thoughts and embrace the new thoughts. The new thoughts that say that you're good enough, you're smart enough, you are enough, you have enough, and if you don't have enough, you can get enough. And you can be the kind of woman who doesn't just take actions for everyone else, you can take actions for yourself. So we have to make a decision to stand up for our little you and be the grown you. And here is a third element we need to integrate if we want to elevate our life. Are y'all ready? Are you ready? It's your soil. That's right. It is your soil. It is where you have planted yourself. Nobody gets an apple tree and plants a seed for an apple tree in a cup. Why? Why wouldn't you plant a seed for an apple in this cup? Because this cup is not conducive to growth. It is not a ripe environment for the growth, for the fruit that you want to see. If you have 6 fit friends, you're about to be the 7th. Let me say it again. If you have 6 fit friends, you are about to be the 7th. I'm going to tell you something. There's a scripture that says bad company corrupts good behavior. And you know what good company does? It elevates your behavior. But here's what a lot of us do, and I've been there too, is we hang out with people who have a limited mindset, who have limited thoughts, and who have limited actions, and we begin to think that God is limiting us when really we have limited us. We begin to think that God has limited us when we have limited ourselves and we plant ourselves in situations that do not serve us. If you have 6 fit friends, you're going to be the 7th. If you have 6 positive friends, you're going to be the 7th. If you have 6 wealthy friends, you're going to be the 7th. And if you have 6 negative, no doing, complaining, grumbling friends, you're going to be the 7th. So I gave you some inspiration, some information. Now it's time for Coach Cherie to give you some application. I want to challenge you. I want you to, number one, look at these different aspects of your life and say, where am I not taking responsibility for my thoughts? Is it the thoughts you think about whether or not you can make it on the list to execute on your dreams? Is it the thought that says that I'm really not enough? Is it the thought that says I'm an imposter in my own body? How is that serving you? More than likely, it's not. Number 2, I'm going to ask you something. When is the grown you going to stand up for the little you? Let me say it again. When will you make a decision, or what kind of decision do you need to make for the grown you to stand up for the little you? I think that the little you deserves a woman who takes action. And then the most important part, talk to me about your environment. You want to elevate your life? You got to get in the right room and elevate your environment. Well, Cherie, how do I find those people? Baby, you got to become those kind of people. Watch the podcast that you're listening to. Watch the YouTubes that you're listening to. Keep listening to this channel. Watch the people that you're listening to. Watch what your soul is listening to you. Listen, I love you. I believe in you. And I am challenging you today to take action on your life. Because if you don't take action, who will? I welcome you to click below to subscribe to my channel if you want to receive more inspiration, hope, and encouragement. And you can also schedule a call with me where we dive deep. And what I do is incredible, because what I do is I offer people a plan and a system. Number 1, you know what we do? We get you to communicate what you want, not just what you think you can have. Number 2, I give you clarity. I am a ninja at getting you clarity. And then number 3 in that system is I get you to commit to your dreams, to what you really want, and commit to yourself. I love you. I believe in you. Click down below, follow me, subscribe to my channel, schedule a call with me, and let's get you out of confusion mode and into action mode. So lights off me, lights on you. Let's make it a great day. Lights, camera, action.